making the invisible visible, Black women 365 days of the year. Each day will spotlight a remarkable woman whose story has shaped Black, British or global diasporic history. Women whose achievements are too often overlooked. Through these daily short films, we create a living, breathing archive of leadership, creativity, resistance and legacy. Let's begin.
Greetings, my name's Mellow Baku and I'm a multidimensional antidisciplinary artist and performer specializing in music and words and sound, but also visuals. I'm also CEO and artistic director, founder of BAKUYARD, and I work as a space maker, someone holding space for people, whether one-to-one, consulting or facilitating groups. These days I tend to be here in my studio at LCB, developing, devising, creating lots of different offerings, alternative arts and cultural offerings, and delivering these through BAKUYARD. So things like Songbath, spoken word music events, workshops or play shops as I like to call them. And they have both an art and cultural, but also a spiritual kind of level to them that people can choose to engage with, but they stay open and accessible to everyone for collective connection and well-being. Having had like crises and burnout and being neurodivergent, this has led me to creating BAKUYARD because it's basically an extension of my practice but with a bit more infrastructure and support. And I do a lot of this for my own mental health, so what works for me is what I share with others. So this is the Sankofa. The Sankofa I had tattooed when I came back from the Caribbean, and it's the Adinkra symbol, which originates from the Akan people of Ghana or the Gaiaman Empire. It can be translated as a symbol roughly to, it is not forbidden or taboo to go back and fetch that which was forgotten or that which was left behind. So in my practice now and throughout all of my disciplines, I enjoy my birthright to create from where I've come from. So for example, I use a hand pan in my Songbath, which is from the steel pan in Trinidad. And I play a shruti box, which is from India. And I use other healing frequency instruments as well from various indigenous cultures. And for me, it's essential to pay the reference, to refer to, and also to pay reverence to and respect to these things. So just it keeps me connected in multiple ways to my lineage, to my bloodline, which leads all the way back to earth and to the oneness. So yeah, ancestors are here to give us support as well. People and community inspire me. So I'd really say that, yeah, this experience of having had multiple breakdowns really, and having had a difficult and a challenging childhood, being brought up in a religious white English cult, and as a neurodivergent child who was very sensitive, that's affected me. But it's led me to many healing practices that really influence a lot of what I do now. The other person that inspires me is my father, Rastafarian actor, activist, Mellow Baku, who was a teacher as well and an editor of the UK paper called Rastafari Speaks. He passed away in January of this year, but in his time he set up an organisation called SETI, Cultural Exchange Through Theatre in Education, with his partner. I feel this is a continuation of his work, and I'm grateful I was able to let him know what I was doing before he passed. I'm also really inspired by my mum, because she's come through a lot of trauma as quite a vulnerable person, and she still likes to laugh daily at the most ridiculous things. So because I'm an artist and I've always been an artist, I've never been able to separate myself from my art. It continues to nourish me, to help me thrive, it helped me to survive basically. So I just don't really separate myself or from the people that I work with, that I deliver to, that I perform for. I don't really see hierarchy. I don't like it anyone to punch down, and I don't really observe. I respect my elders, but I'm not here to, I'm always learning from everyone. So, people inform me as much as I inform them. And whether or not I'll ever make money on it, these are the things that are non-negotiable because they bring me joy and they give me momentum and they keep me going. So having had quite a lot of challenges, there was a point where I said, I don't want to take one more breath doing something that causes me pain and stress, because that will translate to the world around me. And, for me, that's the Babylon way. And so for me to be in my best self, bringing my best to the world, I've got to be in joy, I've got to be supported. And of course that starts with me supporting myself, and it translates into me supporting people around me. So for me, that's non-colonial practice, and that's culturally grounded practice.
Thank you for joining us for today's story. Making the invisible visible is our commitment to ensuring that Black women's histories and contributions are recognised, valued and kept in daily circulation. Across 2026, we will continue to share these powerful narratives, 365 days of impact, brilliance and inspiration. Stay connected, join the conversation and help us champion the women whose journeys continue to shape our world. I'm Paulette Brooks, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next story.